We're gonna give you 4 of the best band warm-ups for baseball, and we're gonna start right now. So what areas do we need baseball players to warm up? First, remember, this is gonna trigger a lot of baseball players. They don't like to lift weights. They don't like to do speed work. They don't like to do things that will actually help them be physically more fit. Now that you are all triggered, what can we focus on? We can focus on warming up that shoulder girdle as well as we possibly can. We can focus on warming up the hips, the glutes, so that we can actually cover those bases a little bit quicker. We can even focus on working on dynamic trunk control. That's gonna lead to better control over throws. So if we understand that for baseball players, they need to warm up specifically in their glutes, their hips, their hamstrings, we need to warm up their shoulders and their elbows as well as we possibly can, and also target a little bit of that dynamic trunk control, that's gonna lead into better performance. So that first key exercise is going to be a power elastic banded external rotation. What is that, 4 words? So what we use is we can get here and we want to see the elbows come back just below the shoulder and then rotate back. Now, if we want to make this more difficult, we can walk backwards a little bit. If we want to make it a little bit easier, we walk forward. If we also want to change the angle, we can lower the band. So we're here, we want to come back, retract our scaps, so squeeze our rhomboids, and then rotate back and have a slow eccentric on the way back in. Baseball players could do this for a set of 15, 2 sets of 15 before they actually start practice or before they go out before an inning. Another thing that you can do, another variation of this, is just standing on the actual power elastic. So we can stand here, stand up, and then rotate to the top, and then go nice and slow back down, rotate back up rapidly, and then come back down. Again, 2 sets of 15, 2 sets of 17 is perfect to warm up those shoulders. The next exercise is going to be a standing power raise. So we're here, that hand is just below my chin, a little bit below my shoulder, and I want to rotate out and try and really squeeze that rear delt, squeeze in the rhomboid, and come back in. This is really good for strengthening that shoulder girdle. It's really good for waking that up. A lot of baseball players have issues with their strong shoulder because they take so much volume from their actual throws or from pitching, whatever it is that they might be doing. That's going to lead to a lot of chronic use. So if we warm up that joint properly, we can diminish the amount of friction. Friction inside a joint can diminish impulse, okay? So that means that you're not going to be able to throw as hard. If we can get rid of that friction, it's going to improve your overall power output. That's going to improve the force at which you're throwing the ball. Now the next exercise is going to be a little bit more complicated, and I think that you can use this if you're getting ready to bat or if you're getting ready to go out into the field. It's going to help with that dynamic trunk control. It's going to help with rotation. So you could get into the position where pretend that you're about to bat, or if you're in the position where you're about to field a ball. What we can do is hold our 2 handles here on the power elastic, and as we rotate, hit the band, come forward, and then rotate slowly back. Come back, rotate forward, come back slowly. Rotate forward, come back slowly. You're gonna really feel this in your obliques and even in your shoulder as you're holding with that upper hand. And I would recommend doing this for 3 sets of 7 on each side. It's gonna feel really, really good, and it's even gonna wake up that glute med, which will help with the hip rotation. And finally, before I give you that 4th key exercise to improve your warm-up for baseball, if you need a band, head over to garagestrength.com. You can pick up our power elastics. Now, this exercise is gonna help with your dynamic trunk control. We're gonna get into a hip lock position. It's also gonna help with your shoulder girdle. So this is the most complicated one. This should be the last exercise you do prior to getting onto the field. And what I like to do is with your dominant hand, so if I'm a right-handed pitcher, I can hold this position, I can come over top, and I wanna squeeze throughout my abs here and then come back down. I can come back over top, and I wanna squeeze here, and I wanna be very stable. I wanna feel my feet applying force into the ground. I wanna feel my toes grabbing into the ground. This is gonna help with the finish of your throw. It's also gonna just help wake up your abs so that you're using more of your abs and your lats when you're throwing the ball. It's gonna feel nice on that hip too. And I also recommend doing both sides. So even on my non-dominant side here, might not be as coordinated, I can come up over top and go back down. Come back up over top, feels weird, and go back down. This is gonna help you be a little bit more stable, a little bit more balanced, and it's going to lead to better performance. If you need one of those bands, again, click on the link down below, head over to garagestrength.com, and if you need a program, head over to peakstrength.app and you can pick up your baseball program inside of our world-class app. Until next time, guys, peace.